Hey everyone, welcome to our fourth improv workshop of the year. We're heading towards the end of the semester right now. Classes are getting busy, but today I'm gonna talk to you guys about character building and building characters within an improv scene. A large part of building character is committing to that character and committing to every choice that you've made so far. Because when you're not committing to the choice you've made, and you're kind of thinking, oh, this was a stupid choice, I probably should have done something else, so you're not committing to it, then you're telling your audience the same message that, oh, they're not so serious about their character, why should I care about the scene? So even in situations where you've made a choice to your character and you absolutely you hated the choice you made, commit and double down on that choice, and the audience will think there was no mistake made, even though in your head you might be like, I just made a really big mistake. But if you commit to it, the audience will think it's on purpose and they'll love your scene. Okay, so now that we talked about committing to the choices you make, let's talk about specific choices that you can make. It's very open within creating a character. A lot of the times, let's say we're talking about a chef. So within the first couple seconds of the scene, you can establish yourself as a chef. And a lot of the times you don't want to say in the scene, hey, I'm a chef, because it's just not organic and goes to the scene. So different ways you can do that is building your character through the way that they walk, what they're holding, how they portray themselves, whether that's within their voice or how you hold your weight. Are they very skinny so they walk very light? Are they very big so that they stop really, really hard and they're kind of slow? And then within that, you can be starting to have your character do tasks. So like, let's say we're doing the chef and they have a pot and pan. You can start the scene off with cooking. Just by viewing that, your audience and scene partner can tell, okay, they're cooking. And then through that, you've established already that you may be a chef, or you're at least cooking, so that they have the circle of expectations of you being a chef. So when you establish a character for yourself, let's say it's like a chef, you are then like grabbing a file of everything that you're familiar with about chefs, and you can add that to building your character that you have. So then it's not just starting with nothing. You now have that envelope of all the things you already know about a chef that you can endow on yourself for your character. So let me talk about the word endow for a second. Endowments are ideas you put in a scene. You can also endow other people. So for an example, let's say I'm in a scene and there's no characters being said yet, but I can endow my scene partner with a character. So I can be like, Mom, like, you're always late picking me up for basketball practice. In that moment, I've just endowed so many things into our scene. I endowed this is a relationship between a mom and a daughter. I endowed we're at a basketball practice and we're probably getting into my mom's car and she's always late. I've just endowed 3 things within that one sentence. So you don't always have to be endowing yourself with things in your own character, but you can also be endowing other people and their characters and building the scene. And once you've kind of established this physical idea of what your character is walking like, acts like, kind of the voice, you have all that within your character, you can start thinking about what the character's motives are and what they want in life. You can think about what they want, what drives them to do what they want to do. So since we're on the topic of chef, what's the character's wants? What I imagine from my folder, this is from me taking from my folder of what I know about chefs, that they want to have a clean kitchen and a fast staff. So my character, if I were to do a chef, I would pull from that idea that I already had about chefs in my head, and that would be my drive for my character in the scene. Okay, so now that we talked about committing to our characters, finding physical traits to portray them, and finding mental traits to portray them, like what drives them, I'm really excited for all of us to start creating characters moving on forward and to be pushing ourselves to widening that envelope that we have in our head about characters and expanding our thoughts and pushing ourselves to be creating unique characters in all of our scenes that we do. If you have any questions on this workshop this week, you can either put them in our Discord, on our YouTube comments, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and see you at Improv.